Have you ever wondered if something everyone says is healthy might quietly be harming you? Especially after 60, when your brain, heart, and blood vessels are more fragile than ever, the foods you choose each day can either shield your mind or set it up for silent disaster. In today's video, we're going to unravel a shocking truth. Even fruits, those colorful natural snacks you've always trusted, can become a hidden danger for your brain if eaten at the wrong time, in the wrong quantity, or combined with common medications. Here's what most people don't realize. As we age, our kidneys, metabolism, and cardiovascular system don't work like they did in our 30s or 40s. Our bodies clear electrolytes like potassium more slowly. Blood vessels lose their flexibility, making them more sensitive to rapid changes in blood pressure or blood sugar. Our brains rely on steady circulation and hydration through the night, but natural dehydration during sleep, combined with seemingly innocent evening snacks, can set the stage for overnight strokes or cognitive decline. It's not about demonizing fruits. It's about understanding the critical intersection between nutrition, age, and health. Because the very same banana or bowl of grapes that helped you power through workouts decades ago might now silently contribute to mini strokes, dangerous blood pressure crashes, or hidden brain bleeds, especially when combined with blood pressure meds, diuretics, or blood thinners. And you might never know it's happening until it's too late. As a neurologist, I've seen these cases unfold in the most heartbreaking ways. A retired teacher who started drinking fresh pineapple juice to fight inflammation, only to end up with a brain bleed because of her aspirin therapy. A grandfather who replaced cookies with late-night grapes, unknowingly spiking his blood sugar and triggering microstrokes. Or a woman who stayed hydrated with watermelon during summer nights, setting herself up for silent cerebral events by morning. This video is not about scaring you. It's about empowering you. When you're over 60, your margin for error shrinks, and your brain becomes more vulnerable to dietary mistakes that wouldn't have mattered in your youth. You deserve to know how the fruits you eat, even the healthy ones, interact with your unique body, your medications, and your nightly rest. Today, we'll break down 5 popular fruits that millions of seniors eat daily, believing they're boosting their health, but which can quietly undermine brain function when timing, portion, or medications go unconsidered. We'll explore the exact science behind why these fruits can raise your risk of strokes, brain bleeds, or dangerous blood pressure swings, and we'll show you how to enjoy fruit safely without risking your mind or your independence. By the end of this video, you'll know why timing matters even more than the fruit itself, how certain fruits can turn into hidden brain saboteurs overnight, what safer alternatives exist to protect your brain as you age. Remember, knowledge is power, and small changes today can keep your mind sharp, your body strong, and your independence intact for years to come. So grab a notebook and let's start uncovering the truth behind the fruits you thought were always your friends, and how to keep them from becoming your brain's hidden enemy. Let's dive in. Section 1: Bananas, potassium overload and nocturnal stroke risk. Bananas have long been considered the poster child for healthy eating, a staple in every heart-smart diet, especially for seniors looking to control blood pressure. Soft, easy to chew, and packed with potassium, they seem like the perfect snack for anyone over 60. But what if I told you that, after a certain age, this same potassium can quietly become a powerful risk factor for strokes while you sleep? Here's what's really happening inside your body. As we age, our kidneys lose efficiency in filtering out excess potassium from the blood. This decline is gradual, silent, and completely normal, but it means that what once was a harmless amount of potassium can now accumulate overnight, especially when combined with dehydration during sleep. If you've taken a diuretic, a beta blocker, or any medication affecting electrolyte balance, your risk is even higher. When potassium builds up, it can cause the heart's electrical system to slow down, leading to bradycardia, a dangerously low heart rate, and reduced blood pressure. While you sleep, this can result in sluggish blood flow to the brain, setting the stage for ischemic strokes, those that strike without pain or warning. Many seniors wake up confused, unable to move an arm, or with slurred speech, never realizing their bedtime banana snack played a role. One of the most tragic cases I've encountered was Leonard, a 74-year-old former auto mechanic who loved having 2 ripe bananas every evening. He thought they helped prevent muscle cramps, but one morning his wife found him unable to speak or move his right side. A massive stroke had struck during the night. Blood tests revealed low sodium and elevated potassium levels, worsened by his nightly blood pressure medication. His well-meaning snack, combined with his meds, had created a deadly synergy. Even a single large banana late in the evening can tilt this delicate balance in older adults. Studies show that potassium can stay elevated for 12+ hours in seniors with slower kidney function. Add natural overnight dehydration. Our bodies lose significant fluid while sleeping, and the risk grows exponentially. This is why symptoms often appear first thing in the morning: dizziness, weakness, or a feeling of heaviness in the limbs. But it gets worse. Low nighttime blood pressure caused by potassium overload doesn't just increase stroke risk. It can also cause microinfarcts, tiny silent strokes that accumulate over time, gradually impairing memory, coordination, and balance. Most people won't notice these until they add up to mild cognitive impairment or unexplained falls. By then, the damage is done. That's why understanding your medication is so important. Common blood pressure drugs, especially ACE inhibitors and certain diuretics, already lower potassium excretion. Combining these with bananas, particularly in the evening, can be like lighting a fuse on a time bomb you never see ticking. So what should you do? Here's what I tell my patients. Time it right. Eat bananas in the morning or early afternoon when you're active and your kidneys are working at peak efficiency. Watch your portion. Stick to half a banana if you're on potassium-sparing medications or have reduced kidney function. Hydrate properly. Drink enough water throughout the day so your kidneys can flush excess electrolytes. Talk to your doctor. Review all medications and supplements to ensure you're not unintentionally overloading your system. Remember, bananas themselves aren't evil. They're full of fiber, vitamin B6, and antioxidants. But after 60, your body becomes less forgiving. Healthy choices made at the wrong time, or in excess, can quietly undo your best intentions. Leonard's story isn't unique. Thousands of seniors experience unexplained strokes or sudden heart issues every year, never suspecting their evening snack contributed. Don't let a simple habit rob you of your independence or future. Timing, moderation, and awareness are key. Section 2. Pineapple. Bromelain-induced brain bleeds in seniors. Pineapple is often praised as a superfood. It's tropical, sweet, and loaded with vitamin C. Many seniors add fresh pineapple or pineapple juice to their diet thinking they're making a heart-healthy choice. But what few people over 60 realize is that pineapple harbors a powerful natural enzyme, bromelain, which, when combined with common medications or certain health conditions, can turn this seemingly harmless fruit into a silent threat to your brain. Here's the science. Bromelain is a proteolytic enzyme that naturally thins the blood by preventing clot formation. While that might sound beneficial, especially to seniors worried about heart attacks, it can be a double-edged sword. When bromelain enters the bloodstream in significant amounts, say, from drinking pineapple juice every morning, it reduces your blood's ability to clot, making you more susceptible to bleeding events. In younger, healthy adults, the risk is minimal. But in seniors whose blood vessels are already more fragile, and who often take blood thinners like aspirin, warfarin, or clopidogrel, bromelain can quietly push the body into a dangerous zone. Take the case of Mrs. Helen R., an 81-year-old retired teacher. She came into my clinic complaining of headaches, dizziness, and sudden weakness on her left side. She hadn't fallen or injured herself, her blood pressure was controlled, and she was faithfully taking her low-dose aspirin. But a CT scan revealed a small hemorrhagic stroke, a bleed deep inside her brain. The culprit? A new habit, drinking a glass of fresh pineapple juice every morning to fight inflammation. Instead of helping, the bromelain combined with her aspirin had turned her blood so thin that one small rupture led to a life-changing event. The worst part? There were no early warning signs. Bromelain doesn't cause noticeable side effects like stomach upset or dizziness. It works quietly, impairing clotting factors until a fragile blood vessel gives way. Even moderate, regular pineapple consumption can thin the blood enough to increase the risk of a brain bleed, especially if you're also taking NSAIDs or anticoagulants. Clinical studies show that bromelain's effect on platelet aggregation can persist for hours after consumption, meaning even pineapple eaten in the afternoon can affect your clotting ability well into the night, the time when many seniors are already vulnerable to blood pressure fluctuations and dehydration. And because many seniors have reduced liver and kidney function, bromelain can accumulate more than in younger adults, amplifying its blood-thinning effects. You may think, I've eaten pineapple my whole life with no problem. But aging changes everything. Slower metabolism, increased medication use, and more delicate blood vessels mean what was harmless at 40 can quietly become dangerous at 70. Pineapple's high sugar content compounds the issue by spiking blood sugar, which can damage the small vessels in the brain, increasing their likelihood of rupturing under pressure. So how can you protect yourself without giving up pineapple forever? Know your medications. If you're on any blood thinners, anticoagulants, or even regular NSAIDs for arthritis, limit or avoid pineapple and its juice unless your doctor clears it. Watch portions. If you enjoy pineapple, have small amounts, a few bites, once or twice a week, not daily, and avoid concentrated pineapple juice. Time it right. Don't consume pineapple late in the day. If you have it earlier, your body has more time to metabolize bromelain before the vulnerable overnight hours. Monitor symptoms. Unexplained bruising, prolonged bleeding from small cuts, or sudden headaches should be red flags. Seek medical advice immediately. Remember, pineapple itself isn't bad, but the combination of bromelain's potent blood-thinning properties, the natural fragility of aging blood vessels, and medications designed to affect your clotting can quietly conspire against you. Helen's story is heartbreaking, but all too common. She thought she was boosting her health, but ended up with a brain injury that stole her independence. Her balance and memory will never fully return. Let her experience be a cautionary tale. Always consider how even healthy foods interact with your unique health situation. As we age, understanding how our favorite foods work with, or against, our medications and changing bodies is more important than ever. Knowledge is power, and timing, moderation, and context are key. Now let's look at the next fruit that seems harmless but could flood your brain with sugar at the worst possible moment. Section 3. Grapes, rapid sugar spikes, and microstrokes. Grapes are often considered one of the healthiest snacks, bite-sized, portable, naturally sweet, and rich in antioxidants like resveratrol. They're a staple on fruit platters, and a favorite for seniors looking for something light and easy to chew. But what's rarely discussed is how these seemingly innocent fruits can rapidly flood your bloodstream with sugar, especially when eaten without protein or fiber. A situation that can quietly set the stage for microstrokes, memory loss, and balance problems in older adults. Why are grapes particularly risky? First, modern seedless grapes have been bred to maximize sweetness, often containing far more fructose than older varieties. This means that even a small bowl can deliver an intense sugar load. And because grapes have almost no fiber to slow digestion, their sugars are absorbed nearly instantly. The result? A sharp spike in blood glucose, followed by a steep crash, a roller coaster that's especially dangerous for seniors. Our bodies are remarkably good at handling sugar swings when we're young. But as we age, insulin sensitivity decreases, blood vessels become more fragile, and the ability to regulate glucose weakens. These rapid fluctuations can cause inflammation in the microvasculature of the brain, the delicate web of tiny blood vessels responsible for nourishing cognitive regions. Over time, this repeated damage can lead to microstrokes, small, often symptomless bleeds or clots that gradually destroy brain tissue, erode memory, and increase the risk of dementia. Consider Mr. Harold M., 76, a retired postal worker who prided himself on avoiding cookies and candy by snacking on grapes each night. He believed he was making a smart choice. But over months, he began waking up feeling foggy, dizzy, and disoriented. Some mornings he'd forget words or lose his balance. When we scanned his brain, we found evidence of multiple microinfarcts, tiny strokes that accumulate quietly until they rob you of your independence. His habit of eating large bowls of grapes late at night, combined with his borderline diabetes, had been silently feeding the very condition he feared most. This danger isn't limited to diabetics. Studies show that seniors who experience frequent nighttime blood sugar spikes and crashes are at greater risk of developing white matter lesions, microscopic brain injuries that interfere with communication between neurons. These lesions are strongly associated with cognitive decline, gait instability, and falls. But why is eating grapes at night so particularly risky? During sleep, the brain relies on a steady supply of glucose and oxygen. Abrupt drops in blood sugar, common after a late-night grape binge, can deprive the brain of essential fuel, triggering silent events where tiny areas of the brain suffer temporary or permanent damage. Worse still, these episodes often don't cause immediate, obvious symptoms. Seniors may attribute them to just aging or a bad night's sleep, while the underlying brain injury progresses unnoticed. And there's more. For seniors on blood pressure medications or with already variable nighttime blood pressure, These glucose swings can destabilize autonomic regulation, causing dangerous fluctuations in blood flow to the brain. Over time, this fragile environment can transform innocent-looking grapes into an unexpected threat. How can you continue enjoying grapes safely? Time your grapes. Eat them in the morning or early afternoon when your metabolism is more active and your body can handle the sugar load more effectively. Pair wisely. Combine grapes with a handful of nuts, cheese, or plain yogurt to slow sugar absorption and blunt blood sugar spikes. Watch portions, avoid large bowls. A small handful, about 10 to 15 grapes, is usually safe for most seniors. Avoid late-night snacking. Don't consume grapes close to bedtime, when your body's ability to stabilize glucose and blood pressure is at its weakest. Grapes aren't bad. They're just a fruit that requires awareness and moderation, especially as we age. Remember, what matters isn't just what you eat, but when and how you eat it. Timing, quantity, and pairing with other foods can mean the difference between a healthy snack and a dangerous habit. Harold's story reminds us that even seemingly healthy choices can quietly undermine our health if we don't adapt them to our changing bodies. Don't let a bowl of grapes steal your clarity, balance, or independence. Instead, empower yourself with knowledge and small adjustments that keep your brain strong and steady for years to come. Now that you understand the surprising risks of grapes, let's move on to a fruit many eat to stay hydrated, but one that could silently drop your blood pressure to dangerous levels while you sleep. Section 4. Watermelon. Nocturnal dehydration and blood pressure crashes. Watermelon is one of the most beloved summer treats, light, hydrating, sweet, and refreshing. It feels like the ultimate guilt-free snack, especially for seniors looking to manage their weight or stay cool. But what most older adults don't realize is that eating watermelon late in the day, especially in large amounts, can quietly create a perfect storm overnight, one that dehydrates your brain, crashes your blood pressure, and silently raises your risk of nocturnal strokes. Why is watermelon so problematic at night? Let's start with its water content. Over 90% of watermelon is water, which makes it an excellent hydrator during the day. But when consumed in the evening, this high fluid content increases urination overnight, disrupting sleep and leading to dehydration. Seniors are particularly vulnerable to this because aging kidneys already have a reduced ability to concentrate urine, and the hormone-controlling nighttime urine production, ADH, naturally declines with age. The result, more trips to the bathroom, less deep sleep, and a greater chance of waking up severely dehydrated. Dehydration at night isn't just uncomfortable, it's dangerous. Our brains rely on consistent hydration to maintain blood flow and deliver oxygen to sensitive tissues. When dehydration sets in, blood volume drops, which in turn causes a sudden drop in blood pressure. For older adults who are already on medications for high blood pressure or heart conditions, these swings can become extreme, starving the brain of oxygen and triggering nocturnal ischemic strokes. Then there's citrulline, a natural amino acid abundant in watermelon. Citrulline helps relax and widen blood vessels, a benefit during the day when circulation needs a boost, but a potential hazard at night. Combined with overnight dehydration, citrulline-induced vasodilation can cause blood pressure to drop dramatically during sleep. That's a recipe for waking up confused, dizzy, or worse, unable to move one side of the body, classic signs of a stroke. Consider Mrs. Lillian R., 79, who thought she was making a smart choice by replacing her evening ice cream with a big bowl of chilled watermelon. Within weeks, she began experiencing groggy mornings and occasional slurred speech. One morning, she simply couldn't get out of bed. In the hospital, scans revealed a silent stroke likely triggered by nocturnal hypotension, extremely low blood pressure during sleep, worsened by her nightly watermelon habit. Combined with her diuretic medication for heart failure, the dehydrating effect of watermelon tipped the scales into dangerous territory. This isn't an isolated case. Studies show that nighttime dehydration and hypotension are key contributors to early morning strokes in seniors, who often wake up with weakness or difficulty speaking without having felt anything unusual the night before. Add to this the natural nighttime dip in blood pressure that occurs during deep sleep, and you see how a late-night bowl of watermelon can become an unsuspected risk. But it doesn't end there. Watermelon's high glycemic index means it can spike blood sugar rapidly if eaten alone. For seniors with diabetes or insulin resistance, a nighttime sugar rush followed by a rapid crash can further destabilize blood pressure, worsening the risk of cerebrovascular events. And because watermelon is so easy to eat in large quantities, it's common to consume several cups at once, compounding the effects. So, how can you enjoy watermelon safely without putting your brain and heart at risk? Time your servings. Eat watermelon earlier in the day, ideally before 4 p.m., when you'll be awake, active, and able to stay hydrated. Moderate your portions. Limit yourself to 1 cup at a time. Remember, a big bowl can easily contain the equivalent of several cups. Pair it smartly. Combine watermelon with protein or healthy fats, like a few nuts or a slice of cheese, to slow sugar absorption and reduce glycemic spikes. Stay hydrated proactively. Drink water throughout the day so you don't rely on watermelon as your main source of hydration late in the evening. Monitor medications. If you take diuretics, blood pressure medications, or have kidney issues, talk to your doctor about how evening hydration habits can impact your treatment. The key takeaway isn't that watermelon is bad. It's that the timing and context matter profoundly, especially as we age. The very properties that make watermelon refreshing and healthy during the day can backfire overnight, quietly undermining brain health and independence. Mrs. Lillian's story is a powerful reminder. Something as innocent as a fruit bowl can turn dangerous when combined with nighttime dehydration and existing health conditions. By understanding how watermelon interacts with your body's overnight needs, you can protect your brain, sleep better, and enjoy this summer favorite without fear. Up next, we'll explore a fruit many trust the most, but which, in its liquid form, can silently spike blood pressure and damage your brain's delicate vessels. Let's look at fruit juices and why even 100% natural labels can't protect you from hidden risks. Section 5. Fruit juices, fiberless sugar bombs that damage the brain. A glass of orange or apple juice, proudly labeled 100% natural or no added sugar, seems like the perfect healthy choice, especially for seniors who want to start their day on the right foot. But behind that wholesome image lies a hidden danger. Fruit juices are some of the most deceptive sugar bombs you can consume, and for aging brains, the consequences can be dire. What's the problem? It starts with what's missing. When you juice a fruit, you strip away its fiber, the natural buffer that slows down sugar absorption and moderates blood sugar spikes. This leaves a concentrated liquid full of fructose and glucose, which, once swallowed, floods your bloodstream in minutes. The rapid rise in blood sugar can cause a surge in insulin, followed by a dramatic crash. For seniors whose bodies process sugar more slowly and less effectively, these swings can stress blood vessels, disrupt circulation, and starve the brain of steady energy. But there's more. Studies show that regular consumption of fruit juice is linked to increased risks of dementia, stroke, and cardiovascular disease in older adults. The reason is twofold. First, juice causes sharp blood sugar fluctuations that inflame and weaken the tiny vessels feeding the brain. Second, repeated insulin spikes over time contribute to insulin resistance, a known driver of cognitive decline and vascular dementia. Mr. Frank M., 84, a retired teacher, is a striking example of this danger. For years, he drank a large glass of orange juice with his breakfast every morning, believing he was making a heart-smart choice. Over time, he began experiencing morning dizziness, confusion, and heart palpitations. His family dismissed these as normal aging, but a brain MRI revealed multiple silent strokes. His blood tests showed erratic glucose and insulin patterns, and his blood pressure spiked every morning after his juice. The cause? A daily dose of fast sugar hitting his system when his body was least prepared. The sugar content in fruit juices is staggering. A single 8-ounce glass of orange juice can contain 21 grams of sugar, nearly as much as a can of soda. And because it's liquid, the sugar hits your system far faster than if you were chewing whole fruit. Seniors are especially vulnerable because their insulin responses and kidney functions often decline with age, making it harder to clear the sugar surge or maintain fluid balance. Moreover, many seniors take medications like beta blockers, diuretics, or statins, all of which can interact negatively with rapid blood sugar swings. Beta blockers, for instance, can mask symptoms of low blood sugar, leading to sudden collapses without warning. Diuretics can compound dehydration triggered by sugar-induced diuresis, increasing the risk of blood pressure crashes or nocturnal strokes. Another danger is hidden fructose. Even juices labeled no added sugar, or 100% juice, can contain high levels of natural fructose, which, when consumed in liquid form, can overwhelm the liver, leading to fat buildup, insulin resistance, and inflammatory cascades that damage both heart and brain. This process doesn't just raise stroke risk, it accelerates cognitive decline by harming the hippocampus, the brain's memory center. So what can seniors do to stay safe without giving up fruit entirely? Choose whole fruits. Chewing releases sugars more slowly, fiber helps regulate absorption, and you get valuable nutrients missing in juice. Dilute if you must. If you crave juice, mix it with at least 50% water to cut the sugar load and slow absorption. Time it right. If you're going to drink juice, have it earlier in the day when you're more active, not before bed or on an empty stomach. Prioritize hydration with water. Don't rely on juice to hydrate. The sugar burden outweighs any hydration benefit. Know your labels. Avoid products with fruit cocktail, juice drink, or fruit beverage labels. These often contain added sugars or concentrates with even higher sugar loads. One of the most tragic misconceptions I see is seniors who think they're making a healthy swap by replacing soda with juice. In reality, many fruit juices contain just as much or more sugar than soft drinks, and the lack of fiber makes them even worse for blood sugar control. It's also critical to remember that marketing can be misleading. Just because something is labeled organic, pure, or heart healthy doesn't mean it's safe, especially if your body can't handle rapid sugar swings anymore. The brain's delicate blood vessels suffer every time sugar spikes and crashes, and repeated damage can culminate in a major event like a stroke or permanent cognitive decline. Ultimately, protecting your brain health after 60 isn't about avoiding fruit altogether. It's about choosing it wisely, prioritizing whole fruits, and understanding how your body processes sugar differently with age. Don't let a seemingly innocent morning ritual quietly chip away at your independence. Every meal is an opportunity to either fuel brain resilience or accelerate its decline. Next, let's move beyond what to avoid and look at what you should eat instead. Foods that truly nourish your brain, support stable blood pressure, and help keep you strong, clear-headed, and independent for years to come. Section 6, The Safe Plate, Brain-Protecting Foods After 60. After uncovering the hidden dangers in seemingly innocent fruits and juices, many seniors feel overwhelmed and worried about what they can safely eat. But there's good news. By making small, strategic shifts toward real, nutrient-dense foods, you can protect your brain, stabilize your blood pressure, and support your body's changing needs after 60. The key isn't extreme diets or expensive supplements. It's about consistent choices that nourish your brain and maintain steady circulation every single day. Let's start with leafy greens like spinach, kale, and Swiss chard. These are packed with folate and vitamin K, nutrients that support healthy blood flow, reduce homocysteine levels, a known risk factor for cognitive decline, and protect brain cells from oxidative damage. Studies, including the Rush Memory and Aging Project, have shown that seniors who eat 1 to 2 servings of leafy greens daily experience a significantly slower rate of cognitive decline compared to those who don't. Next, fatty fish like wild-caught salmon, sardines, or mackerel should be a staple. These fish provide abundant omega-3 fatty acids, specifically DHA and EPA, which are critical for maintaining the fluidity of brain cell membranes and reducing inflammation in both the brain and cardiovascular system. The American Heart Association recommends at least 2 servings of fatty fish weekly for older adults to protect against both stroke and memory loss. Berries, especially blueberries, blackberries, and raspberries, are another powerhouse. Rich in polyphenol and anthocyanins, they help reduce oxidative stress and inflammation in the brain. Research published in the Annals of Neurology found that seniors who regularly consume berries can delay brain aging by up to 2.5 years. The fiber in berries also helps regulate blood sugar, preventing dangerous spikes and crashes that can damage blood vessels. For healthy fats, avocado and extra virgin olive oil are superb choices. Avocados offer monounsaturated fats that support healthy cholesterol levels and contain lutein, a carotenoid that helps preserve cognitive function. Extra virgin olive oil, with its powerful polyphenol like oleocanthal, has been shown to protect against Alzheimer's disease and support heart health by reducing arterial inflammation. Including nuts and seeds such as walnuts, almonds, chia, and flax seeds, provides vitamin E, magnesium, and plant-based omega-3s. Vitamin E is a potent antioxidant that shields neurons from oxidative damage, while magnesium helps maintain stable blood pressure and supports neuromuscular function. Even a small daily handful can lower dementia risk. Whole grains like steel-cut oats, quinoa, and barley are excellent for steady energy. Unlike processed grains, These whole options release glucose slowly, providing stable fuel for your brain without sharp spikes. Their soluble fiber also supports heart health by lowering LDL cholesterol. Eggs are a fantastic, affordable source of complete protein, and their yolks provide choline, a nutrient essential for synthesizing acetylcholine, the neurotransmitter involved in memory and muscle control. Studies show that seniors with higher choline intake perform better on memory and cognitive tests. Hydration is equally important. Instead of fruit juices, aim for pure water, herbal teas, or homemade bone broth. Chronic dehydration is a silent contributor to confusion, dizziness, and falls in older adults. Proper hydration supports circulation and helps maintain optimal blood pressure, especially overnight. So how can you bring these foods together in your daily meals? Breakfast: a bowl of oatmeal topped with blueberries and walnuts, plus a soft-boiled egg on the side. This provides slow-burning carbs, antioxidants, protein, and healthy fats to start your day with stable energy. Lunch: a spinach and salmon salad drizzled with olive oil, served with a slice of whole grain bread. This combination delivers folate, omega-3s, and monounsaturated fats. Snack: a small handful of almonds or a chia pudding made with unsweetened almond milk, a fiber-rich way to curb afternoon hunger. Dinner: grilled sardines or baked salmon with quinoa and steamed kale, ensuring a perfect balance of brain-protecting nutrients without sugar overload. Consistency is key. Rather than seeking a single superfood, aim to build meals with a variety of these protective ingredients every day. Unlike the dangerous quick sugar hits of certain fruits and juices, these foods work with your body's changing metabolism, nourishing your brain and cardiovascular system for years to come. Remember, your brain's health after 60 is shaped by what you put on your plate today. By choosing fiber-rich, antioxidant-packed, healthy fat-laden meals, you're not only fueling your body, you're protecting your memories, mobility, and independence. Every bite is a chance to support your best years ahead. Today, you've learned the hidden dangers lurking in fruits and juices you may have trusted for decades, and you've discovered the powerful, brain-protecting alternatives that can truly nourish you after 60. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on the bell icon so you never miss another life-changing health tip designed just for you. Thank you for spending time with me today. Remember, your brain deserves care, your choices matter, and it's never too late to reclaim your vitality. Keep moving forward with confidence and intention. See you in the next video.